All of us is always longing for connection. That one person that just makes us feel seen, that makes us feel like we're understood by them. And those are very important feelings. And I always ask myself, what is it that we struggle with the most when it comes to love? Love seems to be so tricky. I mean, we hear the love languages and people love differently, but what does that mean? And I realized that everybody has a different version of what love is to them. And so it's not the struggle of finding love, it's the struggle of understanding it, especially when it's with two people involved in it. What's up, family? I am your host, Angel Rios, founder of the Rally Cry and creator of Enough Said, where we're all about self-improvement. We're all about connection and building relationships so that we live in a life that just is filled with joy. I mean, why wouldn't you want joy? And why you wouldn't want love and all the love that you can have? And when it comes to love, it feels so tricky, right? There's backgrounds, there's experiences, there's trauma, and that can be devastating for some people. And what I mean by that is that there's backgrounds, there's experiences, there's trauma, and that can be devastating for some people. And what I mean by that is that there's so many experiences, there's so many things that we see here that it almost holds us back into understanding what love is. And I always like abbreviations, and I remember hearing that love is living on valued energy. It's almost this feeling that you get. And in the beginning of a relationship, you get this feeling that is so enticing, right? It's exciting, and you feel like you might find the person. And for those that are in a relationship, this episode is for you to understand that if the relationship you're in is going in the right direction, or maybe just to reflect and get a good refresher if you're on the right track. Or if you're single, this is a good episode to kind of understand what love is so that you could be able to carry this understanding with someone that also understands the same view. Love is one of those things that when you're talking to someone, think about this metaphorically. You want to be able to point at a direction alongside someone and be like, that's exactly where I'm thinking of going. And the person next to you going to be like, that's exactly where I want to go too. That love is when both people are looking in the same direction and not necessarily gazing upon each other. It's the aspect of understanding and providing and be able to fill in the gaps, because when it comes to love, it becomes so complicated because it's two different people. It's two different interpretations, perspectives, that the way I understand things is going to be different than how you understand them. Sometimes in any kind of relationship, you can be stuck on the fact of what the other person may see. When you're in a relationship, you want to be mindful on how this particular person treats other people. How do they treat their waitress? How do they treat their coworkers? How do they treat their friends? How do they talk about their friends? How do they treat themselves? Do they clean up after themselves? Are they considerate of like, hey, do you need help for this? Are they willing to do stuff like that? Or because that sets a big tone, right? The biggest thing is that what does love mean to you by yourself? Because so many of us go into relationships saying, oh, I just want to find my other half. Or I just want to find someone that completes me. That, no, you should already be complete. That you should come into a relationship completed in a way where you're 100%, that you could give them everything that is yourself. And one thing I do believe is that you can find yourself in someone. I think that two people that are struggling and are willing to work on themselves can actually be a beautiful thing. However, that is something that happens when there's two people willing to do it. And noticing that what you do for yourself is in your control, and what the other person is doing is within their control. That you cannot control someone else, no matter what it is, no matter how much they feel that you love them, no matter how much you tell them. That when it comes to love and relationships, that it's all about the understanding of yourself. That is when it goes back to yourself, that you don't want to be having the other person responsible and validating of who you are as a person. And you don't want to do the same to them either. You don't want to be the person responsible of letting them know constantly of who they are, of what they need. Because sometimes when one person or both don't understand what love is, there's a constant disconnect of what that means to them. And of course, there's different ways to express love. How I like receiving love might not be the same way that I give love. It goes back to the 5 love languages, right? And I believe if I could remember them, the 5 love languages is acts of service, gifts, words of affirmation, physical touch, and quality time. Essentially, we need all of them. Primarily, there might be some things that I would like more. I'm really feeling words of affirmation right now. I really need that right now. And they're going to switch up. And coming back to saying that not all the time the way that I give love is the same way that I'm receiving it. And also, the people that I'm giving love to doesn't mean that I'm going to receive the same kind of love back or get love back from them in the first place. That love is really about giving love and just accepting the fact that you gave it. That in itself is something beautiful. That to be able to pour your heart and knowing that right there is experiencing love. That experiencing love is not only about receiving it, but it's also about giving it. That if we always wait for love to come to us, we can always feel like we're always waiting. But if you can notice that giving love and experiencing that in essence is what love is. That, of course, you're probably saying, well, I need love too. I can't pour out of an empty cup. And that's absolutely true. You don't want to overgive, but you want to be genuine with it. And don't feel bad that, if you give, that person might not give you back. That however you give in one way, you might receive it in a different way. That maybe there's someone out there that is really looking up to you in ways of checking on you, asking about you, supporting you, and whatever that is, that right there is a chance for love. Love doesn't have to only come from a significant other. Love doesn't have to only come from our kinship, our family, our friends. That sometimes love comes from other ways. Also, if you're a pet lover, that's one way to receive love. And I understand that it might not be exactly the thing you're thinking of, but there's a beginning of understanding the presence of what love is. And remember, love is unconditional. That means that love isn't going to be given on a condition. Like, on this condition, that's when you get love. No, love is just able to be given. That love is one of those things that just happens to be genuine and authentic because of who you are as a person. That you could see it within yourself. Because one thing I find is that when we in relationships or when we're looking for a relationship, that we're hoping that someone give us that validation that we've been longing for. That we get into relationships that we're either familiar with from when we were being raised by our parents, or that thing that we've been longing for that we didn't get from our parents. That is either the familiarity or the thing we just always wanted. You could get into a relationship and someone can keep telling you, oh, this is who you are, and this is this, and this and that. That can be a good thing. But sometimes when you don't know your boundaries and you don't have your own values as the foundation when you're in that relationship, when you start into that relationship, that you can sometimes lose yourself in a relationship. That love is something that you find within yourself because it comes with boundaries. It comes with values. It comes with morals. It comes with standards. That you find that within yourself. What is it that I love? What is it that represents me? What is it that I want to represent? What do I believe that love actually is? And how does it make me feel? Does that make me a better person? That love is meant to refine you, not find you. That you find love rather than love finds you. Because love has always been inside of us. Because we came off the presence of love. That two people came together and now we are who we are right now. We can go that far back, but it's the truth. That we are the symbol of what love is. And we just have to define it in what makes sense to us. You don't want to get into a relationship or be in a relationship currently that always tries to define who you are, that this person is saying this, or even the other way where you're always trying to help them out and figure things out and give them love, and they don't know how to accept it because they never understood love in that way. You can't be able to be a detective and figure them out when they don't even know what the law and order of what is right. You can't be a detective for someone. You can't figure out love for someone. All you can do is be yourself of what you understand love is for yourself, and that the other person can be able to accept that. That love is patience, tolerance, understanding. That a little bit of love anywhere is the chance, is the experience. What I love, see what I did there, about love is it's one of those things that expands your world. It doesn't replace the one that you're currently in. If you're going through something right now, if you're battling with yourself, that doesn't go away when you find someone that loves you, when you find someone that validates you. That although that validation is great, it doesn't take away your problems. Love is a classroom. It's not a candy shop. It's not where you go when you're feeling like you want the sweets and you want to be treated a certain way. It's so that you can be there to learn about them, understand them, and adapt in a way that makes you feel whole. That patience, understanding, tolerance. That there needs to be a little bit of tolerance, a lot of understanding, and a lot of patience. That it takes time. Because love isn't about losing yourself to keep someone. If you feel like you're losing yourself to keep someone, then they gotta go. If you feel like you're walking on eggshells just to keep them around, then they gotta go. If everything is all about the condition, about them staying, then they gotta go. Then it's not healthy for you. That you're holding yourself back. If you feel like you can't vocalize, then that's not good. That there has to be a common ground, a common understanding of where this relationship is gonna go, or where this relationship is gonna start to begin with. Love doesn't consume you, it reveals more of you. And so when it comes to February, the love month, I think is around that time when we start thinking about it. When we're single, we're like, when am I gonna find the one? When we're in a relationship, I hope this is the one. And I hope it lasts long. Or, I'm struggling. Or, what is it that I'm doing? And I really believe that the kind of conversations you get in is very important. And that's why Enough Said, which is right here, is one of those games that you can play with someone. They're perfect icebreaker questions that you can break the ice with about anybody. They're even family friendly, and is one of those questions that asks the right ones. So you can find the right meaningful conversations that make you feel whole. And what I love about these questions is it's all about perspective. And within that perspective, sometimes they have something to say and sometimes they don't. And if they don't have anything to say, enough said. Because the whole point about conversations, the whole point about relationship is about getting into the understanding, the right conversations, the right aspect, the right meaning. And so when it comes to Enough Said, one thing I'm doing is I'm putting a discount code for Enough Said for this February, and it's going to be Enough Love for 20% off, so you guys can get that at therallycry.com, because I believe it's something that I saw work with many couples, many relationships, because it's really about how you understand one another and what is that will that you're willing to have so that you can make this relationship work. And sometimes out of a 5-minute conversation, that can probably fix it. And maybe that can even save you time so that you don't go into a relationship that probably might not just work. And so in this episode, I hope you guys got something. I really appreciate you guys. Man, I love you guys, because when I do these episodes, it's one of those things that is refreshing for myself. And every so often, I have sometimes people in the community come out and let me know about how great I'm doing. And that right there is love. That experience of someone just telling me, like, hey, I appreciate you. And I'm like, I appreciate you, because what you appreciate appreciates. And so if you got something from this episode, please let me know what you got. If there's something that I missed out on, let me know in the comments below on your favorite podcast platform, and make sure that you follow for more episodes. And until next time, you guys be easy. Peace.